Electrician.
This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really?
He had no idea just how many.
I can't believe it. This one looks good.
Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner?
See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
What's up? It's Garrison Hurst, University of Georgia. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Go Dogs.
Hot topics.
Since I've been bludgeoning this the last few days, I'm going to say it right this time. Hot topic brought to you by Dr. Kevin Dancy. If your smile is becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Dr. Kevin Dancy has been practicing dentistry 15 years in beautiful Southwest Atlanta. His office is located at 3752 Cascade Road, Suite 190. Complete family dentistry with everything you need in one office. Call and make an appointment at 678-836-2118. That's 678-836-2118. Make sure, what's the hot topic, bro?
Hey, man, so today, man, IMG Academy. Been getting all kind of pub, man. You know, another article came out where basically it's going to be hard for them to fill out their 2017 schedule because a lot of organizations, a lot of states are basically saying let's not play them because they feel like the games that they travel to are recruiting opportunities for IMG Academy. IMG comes in, shows you all the glitz and glamour that they have, and they try to plug away at your kids, your stud kids. Yep. So, you know, we got Ant Mitchell in the building. What's up, Ant?
What's up?
We're going to give him his formal intro when we do the interview. What's your initial thoughts on IMG Academy?
I mean, it's just like any other school that recruit. If you go out to recruit studs, yeah, of course you're going to be beating everybody. That go to show what type of coaching you have. If you have all this stuff at the hands for these kids, but you're not developing none of them, you're going to get the absolute studs from other schools and other teams. So where your coaching coming in at? I mean, if you give me all this scientific stuff so I could measure how much meat they need to eat to gain 10 pounds and all this, I'm going to go get the mediocre ones and make them into studs.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's my thing with IMG. It's actually recruiting central. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's basically where you just bringing kids in. And if you do come, if you see these kids playing, like, man, I see all these recruits, because every game they play, top recruits going to be there for them. Yeah. They want those kids out there on that field for them.
Yeah.
And if I got to play this team and I'm playing them, I'm going to be like, I don't know if I want to bring them because I know kids going to be whispering, hey, man, we do this, we eat this, we do this.
Right.
Georgia stay at our campus. We get the fresh Under Armour gear. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Talk about it for a second, Wendy.
You know, I don't have a problem with IMG Academy. I like it. I think it's a good opportunity. I mean, you know, those kids are able to go there. Well, for a coach who gets recruited there too. What's the difference?
For who, though? I mean, you say the kids, but they recruiting kids, so it's not an opportunity for all. I say if it was an open door policy.
Well, you can if you want to pay. What is it, 70?
So the number this year for the 2015-2016 season, or 2017 season, tuition is $70,800 with an additional $10,000 in
That's a year?
Participation fees.
That's a year?
Yes, sir.
What are you guaranteeing my child?
Well, what they say, they're
what are you guaranteeing my child for $70,000?
They're specializing him for college. They're prepping him for college.
You could go to college from a regular school.
Right.
So then now ask the question again. What are you guaranteeing my child?
Very good point.
If you got a stud, this is what I'm saying. If I got a stud that's getting looked at before he come to ING, what are you guaranteeing that I have to pay $70,000 that's going to be different than him staying in the school getting his education.
Have we looked at the stats to see how many students are actually paying for?
Well, they do offer scholarships.
Right.
They do offer financial aid packages.
Right.
For
what they call them, financial.
They call it
financial aid packages. The biggest point to what everybody has been saying. So what ended up happening this week? A team in New Jersey. New Jersey said they have no problem playing IMG because what it does, it gets them ready for their region schedule. They're not looking to beat them.
So hold up. The team in New Jersey, their region schedule going to be that tough?
Probably not.
Right. My point exactly. So it's their point.
So is the IMG the all-star squad that's going from state to state?
Right.
Because they only play 9 games a year.
Yeah.
Right.
So their roster breakdown this year, kids from 21 different states and 6 different countries.
Wow.
And again, you look at their 2 deep this year. Out of the 70 kids, 48 of the kids are on the ESPN top 100.
Wow.
48.
100.
48. So
let me ask you this, Mace. What's your thought on it?
This is the problem I have with IMG. Outside of, to me, kids go to high school with the thought process of winning the state championship. You go to IMG, you can't even compete for a state championship.
No, it's not even the boys.
And kind of like what Ant said, for $70K, is my son going to Michigan, Notre Dame? Like, are you promising that?
I need to pinpoint it.
Right. Because this is the thing, and kind of piggyback what you said, when you have like the kid Nada, who transferred from Buford to go to IMG, he had 12 offers
already
before he went to IMG.
So that's not the kids though that I'm talking about.
So you talking about the kids that actually paying the $70,000?
No, I guess I always think outside of. I always think about all sports because I deal with all of the sports.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at the opportunity in some of the other sports. And the reason why I say that is because there are so many sports that are not recruited through high school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Soccer,
mm-hmm.
swimming,
mm-hmm.
golf, volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're able to go to that type of school with that type of facility and get better training at a high school and in a high school situation, then I can see a plus for it. Football, I think if you're already a standout, you can stay where you are.
Yeah,
right.
So that's what I was saying. So don't get me wrong. I wasn't saying that it's all good for every sport, but I think for some sports it could prove to be beneficial because there are so many sports that are not recruited out of high school anymore.
Let me tell you why the sports you just named is beneficial. Because every single last one of them, you could go straight pro out of high school.
You can. You're right.
And think about this number: $198 million has been pumped into IMG. $9 million in state funds. Right now, they're sitting on 584-acre training site, and their campus is double the size of the University of Miami.
So who's behind IMG?
Well, IMG, they're owned by the International Management Group. That's one of the biggest sports agencies that's out there.
So
money talk.
So let me ask this: this thing by IMG, there's no one concerned about the money that's flowing through this school.
It's private.
That's what I'm saying. But
well, they're concerned because again, all the states are basically trying to come together and say, don't even play IMG.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when I look at it, like, okay, y'all just said management means those are agents,
basically professionals.
Agents.
Right.
So
that's my concern.
So I guarantee you when you sign your name on the dotted line to go IMG, if you go professional, you got to go through
the IMG service.
So all you doing is paying money. If you make money, you got to pay more money. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're not gonna pump all this into this kid, give him all this training, and then he go professional, and you're an agent and gonna let him sign with somebody else outside of IMG.
Very true. And think about this real quick. I forgot I was gonna say.
Hi, I'm Harold Dennis, and I'm running for the office of DeKalb County Sheriff. I believe that there is a brighter future for DeKalb County, and as your sheriff, I will take a tough stance against those who choose to violate our laws and remain actively involved in building a rapport with our youth, which will combat the increasingly violent crimes committed by their peers. This will increase the value of our community in which I was proudly born and raised, allowed me the opportunity to continue my philosophy of public service and building a sound and responsive sheriff's office. Harold Dennis, vote for me November 8th for DeKalb County Sheriff. Then let's take DeKalb back. I'm Harold Dennis, and I approve this message.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He guided us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
I am an American soldier. I'm a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place mission first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined.
I am disciplined.
Physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional.
I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the
enemies of the United States of America in close combat.
I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
There's strong, and there's Army strong. See what it takes at GoArmy.com.
We went to the question interview brought to you by Oracy Software. Oracy's motto is when a customer engages one of us, they engage all of us. Go to Oracy.com for more information. Maceo, please introduce our guest. You've heard from him already, but go ahead.
Hey, man, coming to the microphone, man. Hey, man. His story now, he got a recruiting story. We talk about the process.
Yep.
And we say time and time again, if you can play, they gonna find you.
They gonna find you.
It don't matter where you go to school.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He a Tuskegee grad, man.
HBCU in the building.
Undrafted, and he still got a Super Bowl ring.
He got the ring on his right
You know what I'm
hand.
saying? Ravens, Jaguars, Cincinnati Bengals, man. Best known for, and I'm gonna tell him about this because he cost me some money. But he returned the block field goal 90 yards that just all but led me to stop gambling.
Yeah.
Being that pink parlay card. Well, Anthony Mitchell to the microphone. What's up, Ant?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening, brother?
So since it is Wednesday, man, and we do focus on recruiting, talk about your recruiting story coming from Ohio to Tuskegee, man. How you get there?
Man, I played quarterback at Westlake. I lived in Atlanta.
That's right. Yeah. My bad.
No, you good. I went to Westlake, and I wanted to major in architect. And the thing was, I didn't go to college to play football. I wasn't thinking about making it to the NFL. I wanted to be an architect. And so I went to Tuskegee as a quarterback because I was one of the only schools that had a good architect program and that wanted me as a quarterback. All the big ACC schools and everybody else wanted me as a safety. So I went to Tuskegee, and I went in as a quarterback, switched to corner, then safety, then outside linebacker. The funny thing is, when I was playing safety, we got new coaches transition in, and the lineman coach used to come up to me every day. Coach Black, he ain't speak to me and say nothing. He just look at me and say, "You move to outside linebacker, you go to the league." He say that every day and walk off. You move to outside linebacker, you go to the league. Sure enough, I got benched at safety, and we was losing the miles, and the head coach, I need outside linebacker. I got tired of sitting on the bench. So I jumped and said, I play it, and the rest is history from there. But, you know, it's
you're coaching high school now.
Yeah.
When you see kids always, pining for to go to Division I. Gotta go Division I. And a lot of times they don't have the talent to go Division I, but in their minds they think they do. What are some of the things you tell a kid?
Know. I tell them straight up.
Talk about it. Do we keep it real?
I got a kid that's at my school now, play corner. Say he going to Florida. Remind you now, he a senior on the bench, like third in. And I tell him, man, if you go to Florida, I stop coaching.
What are his measurables?
He about 5'9".
Stop. Okay. Stop.
His 40 is a good 5 flat.
Stop.
So no, but listen to me. I tell him this, like I'm telling y'all. I promise you, he sit right there in front of my face. I say, dude, you're not going to Florida. You'll see. The coach told me if they don't get all the players they want, they're gonna. Nick, excuse me, man. Man. Hey, hold up. That's because when you act ignorant, that's what I want to call you.
Yeah.
that's the ignorance. So I be like, man, come on,
bruh.
But you got a lot of on the high school level, you got a lot of kids. I'm gonna tell you what's killing the kids in high school going to Division I is this park ball football. This false hope. Yeah, I mean, we could talk all day.
Well, we talk about it every week.
You know, it's this false hope. You got these rankings, and you got kids ranked. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I got a kid that I coached park. The dude, my quarterback, he's 14, 15. In the 8th grade, he ran a 10.8 and 100. 22 flat and 200.
Wow.
They had a quarterback ranked up north, number 1. This dude threw 22 touchdowns, rushed for 15. He's nowhere on the top 5 list of rankings. And I'm looking at these. And I tell you this, I say this because I have a kid that's 14. His best friend, their best friend. And I say this, his friend, my son's friend, is the best athlete I've seen at 15.
Wow.
And when I tell you this, he could play quarterback, wide receiver, tailback. He went over to Mexico and got the MVP of best of the best. When I tell you the boy could play, but in the rankings, I ain't gonna say the name. Everybody know where the rankings come out of.
No doubt.
They don't have none of the kids on the south side in any of the rankings.
Of course not.
Middle school, nothing. So where
that's
you
a
ranking
sore
these?
spot for me, the south side.
Right. So
we don't get the attention we deserve.
My question is, how y'all doing these rankings? How much money you getting paid to get ranked top 10?
Right.
He said it.
I said it.
He telling the truth though, because
he ain't lying.
Because we talk about it. One of the things we had Alex in, born to compete.
And
one of the things I think that I had a problem with, and we still go back and forth about this. You hadn't seen every kid.
So how you say they the best in Georgia?
How do you know that you hadn't even been probably below Macon? Who's to say it's a kid down in Valdosta?
Right.
Who balling?
Right. Hold up. Where the championships come out of half the time? We really started getting championships north of 285 in the last couple of years. You had to go through Valdosta. You had to go to Lounge. You had to go. So where them kids at that's been winning these state championships that you just said they off the grid now? But this was killing me. And this is why I say this. Y'all asked about going to D1. You got what I'm saying? They getting scholarships in the 8th grade.
Right.
Do you know if there's one college that offered the 8th grade, he losing his job? So people out there, if you listening, your child did not get a scholarship offer here in the 8th grade, 9th grade, or 10th grade. You got to get it after 10th. Right.
Interest.
No, it's
offer.
It's the difference between you. Oh, we would like you to come to camp. That is not a scholarship.
Interest. Offer.
But they always say, "Oh, he interested," but no, that's not an offer.
They want you to come pay your $50 to come to their camp.
So as y'all see, this is why I brought Annie in for this kind of energy right here, man. We just getting started, man.
We'll be right back.
We'll be back.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You've accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies.
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
This is Keon Carpenter, former Atlanta Falcon. You are tuned in to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Yeah, man, we still here. Boy, Anthony's going off on y'all up in here. These Southside non-rankings.
Southside non-rankings.
These Southside non-rankings going up in here, man. Man, so what, when you were out there, man, and you're looking at these kids out there, what are you trying to tell them to be realistic about? Because some things, they don't understand, man. You went to Tuskegee and you played, you got a ring. How is it now? Because everybody think D1. What do you tell them? Hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with going to these other schools.
It's not, but it's sometimes the parents, man.
Here we go.
So, y'all better get me off this.
Sometimes almost always.
It seems like he been on the show every week.
I'm like,
hey,
he been listening.
Are you on the show every week?
And this is why I say this. You got kids, man, that's they potential somewhere else. And this is why I say, because I ain't gonna say I passed up a blessing, but because I was blessed anyway. But if your kid don't work hard and people telling you that they might be better suited here, then you might want to look at that avenue, quit hating on the coach because they trying to direct you in the right way. I was a quarterback, like I said. D1 schools, North Carolina, South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Wake Forest, all of them, Nebraska and Wisconsin, they wanted me at safety. I went to Tuskegee at quarterback when I ended up playing in the league. Yeah. So it's obvious that people that's telling your child that they might play here know more than you do. You only been doing it since your child been living. Right. Some of these people been doing it before then. They know what they're looking at. They know what they want. They know what your child holds, and you might be passing up a blessing because you pushing your child to play here when they need to be over here.
One of the things, my motto while I was coaching was always telling the kids around recruiting time, you got to love who love you.
Right.
You know, it's no need for us to chase Mark Rick when Mark Rick don't know you alive. When you got Howard, you got Hampton, like me at school, like you, at the end of the day, you are who offers you. So if the MEAC and SWAC are offering you scholarship and a chance for you to go get a free education, go to those schools.
Half the time, the difference between HBCU and these big-time D1 is the lineman.
That's it.
The lineman.
Mm. That's it. That's
it. And facilities. But this gonna tell you, and I'm gonna call them. Some of these people are ignorant, because if you go back and look at the best of the best that came out the NFL, what colleges they went to?
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Jerry Rice, HBCU.
Walter Payton,
HBCU.
You see what I'm saying?
Ed Tutal Jones, HBCU. Yeah.
So if you go look at that, the first black quarterbacks in the league come from
Grambling.
Doug Williams. Yep.
Right. So
downtown Joe Gilliam, Tennessee State. Yeah.
Well, hold up, we forgetting the one who just get, Tennessee Titans quarterback, one of the best in the league. So Steve McNair. So you can't just if you don't belong there, then you got to play like you didn't. And that's what I end up doing at Tuskegee. I'm like, I'm a D1 athlete. But if you at a D2 school, you playing like a D3. You like you still in high school.
Right.
But then you exactly where you belong. But you can't go you can't go to a D1 school and you get lost in the sauce when you're a D2 player where you could perform and get better, because sometimes that's what's wrong with the NFL now. You got kids that played at D1 schools, been in there 4 or 5 years, and now they play that one good year. Now they first round draft pick. You don't have 4 years to learn the system in the NFL if you first round.
It's real quick.
That's why you get them busts.
Get them not for long checks.
Not for long checks. Well, you want to go somewhere where you could play, get better, get film, get notarized. If you're on the bench at Florida,
what good it do?
So talk about when you was getting recruited. What was some of the things back in the 90s? So it's a little different than today. What would you compare recruiting back then when you were getting recruited to recruiting today?
Man, it's easier today than it was then. You had to really put in work, man.
Yeah.
You just send your bio out to coaches. They like your size. Then they coming to look at you, man. And ain't none of that. You got to see that film. They looking at plays. They coming to look at you, size you up. But everybody getting measured by the 40 now, and so people. I'm a speed and agility coach as well. I'm looking at some of these kids like, well, okay,
yeah,
D1 my.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny you said that because one of the things that we try to discuss all the time and telling these parents, like, off season, like especially skilled guys,
right?
You got to run track.
You got to
run track,
man. Boy,
you got to run track,
boy. You don't got to tell me. Hey, look, I have a summer track program.
There it is. There it is.
My boy's dad, what you doing? What you mean what y'all doing this summer? I have a summer track program, so that's what you're doing this summer. You want to go anywhere, and people don't understand the base for all sports got to deal with speed. You play basketball, you got to be quick. You play football, you got to be quick. You play soccer, you got to be fast. I mean, all sports. You play tennis. You run left to right, homie.
Yeah. Right.
So, if you sitting here and you just want to lift weights and do football year round, and that's what's killing us. You got these Pop Warner dads that want to put these kids in football year round.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep.
If year round, don't you think the people who get paid with it will play it more?
Yep. I love guys like this.
Yep. I love guys like this. That's one of the things we always. I'm more concerned that these kids are becoming one sport kids too early.
Too early.
You can't learn nothing. Your body can't build and do other things because you're playing baseball year round.
I'm in Henry County, and everybody keep wondering why they. I'm gonna put it out there. So here go the secret to the Atlanta Ducks. Cause they're my boys, Brandon over there, all of them boys running track
like a mug.
The whole team.
Yeah.
Now I seen them boys go down to Disney and break records.
Yeah.
And then you gonna come out here because you flipping tires and pulling rope. You think you gonna beat them on the man? Stop.
Because you can't get outside of them, and that's what. Nothing is worse than getting kids from a PARD program, and you have to unlearn all the BS that they've learned at the PARD.
Yes, right. Sir.
You be like, dude, you don't run top sweet like this 6A football, dog. Ain't nobody letting you get out there. You got to hit up in here first, then jump out there.
Right.
Ain't nothing worse than
my boy go to school. They want him to play varsity next year. He's a 9th grader. He never ran a sweep in his life in Park and Rec. I was his coach. He on the small side, but you better learn how to run up between them tackles. He have not once ran a sweep.
Wow. You're raising him right.
He one of the fastest kids on the team. Sweep what?
Better get between the
between them tackles.
1, the 2, and the 3
That's
gaps.
That's where that money ain't. You got a 4-3 outside linebacker, boy. You ain't going nowhere on no sweep.
When we come back, man, we're going to do a little hot seat.
Gonna put Anna in the hot seat, y'all.
Have a little fun with it. Stay with us. It's a crush.
Yep.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Amar Batman Carroll. You listen to The Crush, the only sports radio show that they're going to keep it real in the A on Sensation Station Network.
Time for the Hot Seat Hotline.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, man, about to jump into the hot seat with our man, Aunt Mitch. Make sure you want to start off, bro.
Yeah, man. Favorite city while you played in the NFL?
Favorite city?
Mm-hmm.
Favorite city?
Visit or play, you know.
Ah, man, it's tough between Cincinnati and Baltimore.
Okay. Okay, I can do it.
What was the one thing you were telling yourself when you were running that 90-yard touchdown?
Don't get caught. Because you got to think what's on the field goal team. All linemen, tight end, and a holder and a kicker.
Yeah.
If one of them catch me, I need to retire. That's simple.
When you got the phone call that you were invited to camp, NFL camp,
what was I doing?
I mean, what was your thought process?
I mean, I was excited, man. I was getting phone calls throughout the draft, but to actually hear my agent say we going here, it was something you can't explain, man.
What was one of the greatest things about playing at Tuskegee, man?
Man, just the experience, man. HBCU, man, people don't understand you playing, you become family with half the guys you play. You know, we getting together for homecoming now, but it's just traveling, playing against other guys, and, you know, being friends afterwards.
Yeah.
The shed down at Tuskegee.
Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready.
Shed, boy.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all come on down to this homecoming. We got the biggest tailgating you could possibly imagine.
It's hot down there.
Man, come on down there. It's October.
I'm talking about this when it's time for like September game at Tuskegee.
Right.
I hate the shit.
Torture.
Come on down there.
Went down there and just be looking like,
Ooh, how they do it down here. And the stadium sitting down in the hole down there.
In the hole.
In the hole.
That's why we used to send the opposing teams up to the auxiliary gym because you had to walk up the hill.
Yeah.
oh yeah, yo, man.
So there it is. Now we know.
Yeah, now we know.
Now we know.
Wow. Hey, walking up and down there twice, boy.
You done.
What's the great thing about being a coach?
I mean, getting to inspire these kids, helping them reach their goals. You know, just watching them grow. Just watching them grow, man. Seeing the growth in them. You know, I got some kids getting offered from Ohio State and all this. So just seeing it and they reaching their goals is the best thing.
What the sign they see when you see the kids actually sign on signing day? How does that make you feel?
You feel good, man. I mean, you make you realize that you just not in it just to be in it. You know, you actually help a kid out. And then to see their parents, it's the parents, not the kid, because the parents, you know, see a relief on their chest. A lot of parents can't pay for them big time scholarships. So to see them help out a parent is one of the best things you could possibly do.
What's better, man? A big time hit or getting a pick?
A big time hit.
Oh yeah.
You get bragging rights on a big time hit. But for me, you know, I picked off Peyton Manning, so I don't know. He in the Hall of Fame.
Calm down.
So Peyton Manning is gonna be in the Hall of Fame, and I got an interception ball on him, so I'm just sitting up with him waiting. I'm gonna have him sign it. Sign your name, or your name will be printed.
That one receiver where you just like in the league, he that deal.
Steve Smith. He the first one to put me on my back. And my dad up in the stand like, you let that little dude. I'm like, man, are you serious? Steve Smith, he was real.
He yoked.
Yeah.
He yoked up. A lot of people don't realize
because
that.
He high octane 20 the whole game. I mean, it's between, okay. See, I never got hit by Hines Ward, but I seen Hines Ward take a guy completely out of his game. He was thinking about getting Hines Ward back. He wasn't thinking about the running play. He was looking for Hines Ward. So it's between Steve Smith and Hines Ward. Because they blocked and they...
And that's the hot seat, man, with Ant Mitchell, man.
That's right there. That's crazy. Steve's still doing that thing, too.
He's still doing it.
He poked out somebody this weekend,
He's
too.
still doing it.
We'll be right back.
I'm going to slap him when I see him.
Hate religion. Pretty shocking to hear coming from a pastor, huh? I'm Jasper. This is my wife, Alicia Williams. We would absolutely love to have you come and take a visit.
At the church, we're strictly about relationships. It's about deepening your walk with God. 4845 South Old Peachtree Road, Norcross, Georgia.
Or you can hit us online at www.thechurchinfo.org. Remember, at the church, it's about relationship, not religion.
We're all babies. You don't have to know the numbers. Super Bowl was with. Ooh, and that's why we're here singing this sweet serenade. And now Super Bowl 50 is here. So much reason for cheer tonight.
Did you know volunteering can be fun? Community service is for everyone. Young people, families, men, women. As a volunteer, you'll help your community and gain valuable skills. Network with others. Energize your life. Make an impact and have fun. Get in step with your community. Volunteer. Visit www.lionsclubs.org.
Vince Lombardi once said that it's hard to be aggressive when you're confused. Some of us think that taking our lives to the next level, both personally and professionally, is a confusing and complicated process. Guess what? It's not, and I can prove it. My book, Truisms, will show you how living your life by rules that are so self-evident and obvious, you'll say, I knew that. This powerful yet short, detailed bestseller is on sale right now, under $10. Go to michaelmcfadden.com. That's michaelmcfadden.com, and let Truisms help you to the next level.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
This is Judge Hatchett, and you're listening to The Crush on SSNATL.com.
Hey, man, we're back still finishing up our question anyway. Anthony mentioned he's gonna stay around with us.
Yeah, he ain't gonna wait.
The interview piece. Let me ask you this, man: raising sons, and you being what you've been through, what are you trying to instill in them at an early age, man?
I mean, just hard work, man. And nobody gonna give you anything, and that's what a lot of kids think, that we supposed to just give them stuff. So they got to go out there and earn it, put forth the work. You know, I heard a saying that people be saying, everybody want to be beast till it's time to do what beasts do.
Right.
You know, so you got to, if you want to walk that walk, you got to.
That's very true. Yeah. But what a lot of people don't understand, too, it's not what you do. See, I used to always tell like, Friday is just payday.
Right.
It's game day. It's what you do during the week. Like, if you hadn't made that play all week at practice, you're not gonna make it when the lights come on.
You're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make it. Everybody thinks you just come on Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. Nah, it's the process, the work you putting in each week that gets you there. That gets you the best player of the week. That gets you a scholarship.
Most moves have been practiced many times.
No doubt.
It just happened in the game. It's been practiced. One hand catch, Odell did. He probably did a million times.
You know, he practiced him and the boy Landry down in Miami. Mm-hmm. They practiced that every single day down at LSU.
Yeah.
Every single day.
So when everybody like, oh, they look, I was like, man, he been doing it.
Dude, he been doing it. Because it was funny when he made that catch against Dallas. It was like, watching it, you were just like, dude, he's probably done that a million times. Yeah. No, he didn't even panic. He just put his hand up.
He said it was a natural reaction.
And on top of his hand, about like a catcher's mitt anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, but they put in the work, man.
Yeah.
People don't see that. People don't see the work you put in.
It's usually like, for one, we always use it now. I tell everybody, like, I can show you 20 kids who probably built like Randy Moss, but none of them have what Randy Moss got.
Man, I can show you 100 kids.
You look at their number 6'4",
built like Tony Baselli and play like.
That's that look like Tarzan, play like Jane.
Look like Tarzan, play like Jane, and act like Susan. I mean, it's just crazy, man.
Just brought Susan out of nowhere with those.
What crazy?
So when you out there, man, and you looking at your team, man, and you're coaching it, what is the one thing that will get you to go completely off on them?
The lack of effort. You know, when you put forth that effort, I go crazy.
I can't coach your effort.
I can't coach effort. I can't coach. I don't like the spoiled, lazy, lacking effort type kids. I'm old school. When I first started at the school I'm at now, kids used to go, they all privileged. Most of them, they go sit on the ground while the offense. Boy, coach looking at that, I had the whole sideline doing push-ups. They like, what y'all doing? They sitting on the ground. What you mean?
There's no sitting in football?
There's no sitting in football. No sitting on helmets.
That's like
I need 20 push-ups. When you talk back, it go up. Every time you say a word, 20, 40, 60, I multiply.
So how is that? And you play at a public school, and not you're coaching at a private, so you've seen both sides of it.
Because it's a Du Bois system in most of the public schools. They ain't trying to go get the best coaching. They trying to go get the best friend.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying? So when you look at a system of where I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get this in this 1 minute. I went to Westlake before they got my boy at the athletic director. I went to Westlake and shirt and tie, a resume. The school I graduated, school with my judge retired. I went there with my resume to get a coaching job, just a DB job. Do you know I went to the coaches, head coach, and we went to the principal. I went back the next day. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I got to go talk to the head coach again. We just sat here just yesterday.
You also got a gold ball in front of the school for your Super Bowl win.
Yeah. But then they told me he had to go see what the heck. I said, don't even worry about it. If you got to go re-talk about you want me to be coach here, after I just left yesterday.
Wow. At your home school.
At my home school. And that's why everybody asked me, why you don't go back to Westlake? It'll be due time, but not right now.
Wow.
And I love Westlake. But that's one of the things when you ask about why am I coaching at a private school. Like you just said, earlier, go who like you. Go with
love who love you.
Love who love you. And I can tell you this, they love me at that private school.
Green light. Hey girl. School zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
This is Robert Hicks, ex-NFL football player and actor with The Blind Side, and you're with The Crush at ssnatl.com, Sensation Station Network.
Hey, man, we are going to go into Wendy's Wisdom. Wendy's Wisdom. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready to do this? So what are we talking about today, Wendy?
Should student athletes be held to a higher standard?
Ooh. Wow. Glade, I'm going to let you go first on this one. I'm going to let you present something first because I got an idea. I would say no, but that's just me. But go ahead. Keep going.
So mine was maybe, maybe not. Because I kind of think that privilege leads to greater responsibility, but not entitlement. So that's something that we need to look at for them. Maybe because rules and regulations are sometimes different for them. They have more things surrounding. They have to keep them in a certain place. Like they got to keep a certain GPA. Those type of things. And then, social media is out there now. And, academics. Academics is holding them in a very special place, whether they are trying to get into school or whether once they're still there, they still have to keep their scholarship.
Yeah.
So, ask the question again.
Should student athletes be held to a higher standard?
Yeah.
I think so.
If what we get is more, and here's why. When we get to a certain level at college, and the first thing everybody want to throw out is y'all get scholarship. There are presidential scholarships that walk around that don't get the scrutiny that we get.
Exactly.
Right. There are people that walk around with academic scholarships who are on full rides, and I know this, who get to have jobs and get paid where we can't get $1 for anything that we get.
But under the same token, the ones they can't drop under a certain GPA. So when you say a higher standard, I'm talking about just far as the
well, higher standard to me when we went to school, we all had the first thing they tell every athlete is you getting a scholarship, you should have to do this better. You should have to do this. And we are in the scrutiny on our grades. We might not have to have a 3.0, but we can't have a 1.9. You know what I'm saying? So we have scrutiny of our grades. We have people who watch everything we do. When we go out and party, we get watched. We get everything. But if this person here, because I've known people who have full rides on just being smart. And we're able to get other money and all that. When we can't get $1 for this, when everybody laughed at Chris Webber when he said they were selling my jersey across there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get $1 for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And everybody, the first thing they want to throw, but you get a full scholarship. That's crap.
Right. I mean, you should. You're right. Like you say, you should give them money. But I'm just thinking on the top, as far as like when you go out to parties, you want to be held at a higher standard because if you don't, athletes act a donkey sometimes.
No, we're stupid.
And so if you don't hold them to a higher standard, they're gonna continue to act a donkey. Man, let me get off this mic because I start talking far. And then you thinking about if you.
Let me tell you why this came up. Let me tell you why I even brought this topic up. So today, our principal did a meeting with our football team at the start of study hall that I hosted. I do their study house. And she came in and she talked about holding them to a higher standard, with all the rules and regulations we even have in our high school. We don't allow them to carry book bags. So she was like, I better not see one of y'all with a book bag. Y'all should be sitting in the front of the class. Y'all should be the ones that are setting the standard for what we expect to see in the school, in the classroom, and also, obviously on the field.
Everybody look at the athletes. That's
right. They're front and center all the time.
They always gonna be front and center. And then if you let them just bypass, then that gonna make the other person think they could do what they want to do, and then you're gonna have a chaos school. But I mean, you can't just hold them accountable for everything that's going on.
Well, my question is, do we hold them to a higher standard, or do we just set a standard for them?
Probably set a standard for them.
That's what I was thinking.
And I was thinking, you set a standard, but
you got to hold them to it.
Everybody always look at athletes. Think of any school when your football season starts off good. The school year pretty much gonna be good because everybody looks at football team has always been like we set the tempo for the school. Think about any quarterback at a high school or the guy who's the guy at the school.
Right.
Everybody looks at what he does, and that kind of affects what. Like if you the quarterback at Westlake,
right?
If you walked, if you had a dress code, and if you walked around every day pants sagging, we had to wear shirt and tie. You don't wear no shirt and tie. People gonna say, well,
but he ain't doing it.
He ain't doing it. Right. I ain't gonna do it. So we are held to a high standard.
Let me just say this, because I've had this argument with people who didn't play athletes when we were in the workforce. And they always like, I just got tired of football players. I say, but we're the ones that's always under the scrutiny.
Right.
So let me just change this. Maybe I'm with y'all we should be held to a higher standard, but we're going to get things too.
Right.
Like in Morris Brown, they used to get mad with us when we walked in at 6 o'clock. We tired after practice, and we walked right to the front of the line. I'm like, y'all have 3 hours to eat.
Right.
It's time for us to eat now. The football player about to take over the cafeteria.
Right.
And they say, oh my God, the football players always taking over.
Make me sick.
But we tired. We should be taking over. This is the standard that we're setting.
You hadn't all summer. You've been chilling. I've been running all summer. I've been in the sun all summer. You've been in 6 to 8 degree temperature in your mama house. Yes, we're held to a high standard, but we should, because at the end of the day, we're leaders.
Yeah. Right.
Athletes are leaders. Most of your leaders, permanent type people, they have some sort of athletic background to a certain degree.
And I think that just comes from being a part of a team.
Absolutely.
Right.
And leadership.
Right.
So I don't mind a higher standard coming to us, but you best believe I'm going to.
Yeah, we gotta get what it's all.
We're gonna get what we get.
Right.
We're gonna get what we get.
We're gonna have the fresh gear. We're gonna have, like, we get our football gear. But I would always have these arguments with the guys who didn't play sports. I used to get so tired of seeing football. Dog, we're out there when it's 70. When you went to Florida, there was 70,000 people screaming at these 53 kids to win.
Right.
So they had a higher standard when they walked on the field.
They really was tired because their girls was getting taken. They didn't have nothing to do with what's happening.
That's not what it was.
That's the other side of it.
I guarantee you. I'm tired of that football player. Every night I got to fight for my love.
Boy, you pulled out. Boy, you're so
All my life.
All my life.
Let's play Shy Brother. Let's put Shy Brother on hold.
Hey. Let me just say this. I do, because I hold my football player. I used to coach. I hold them to a higher standard.
Yeah.
I expect you to go in, and when you go to class, I want Miss Such to see you as doing that, because being on the football team, everybody can't do it. And I'm just talking football, but it's all sports.
All sports.
All of them.
When you put on that uniform for the school, everybody can't do that, man.
No.
Everybody. It ain't meant for everybody.
Yeah. But see, and again, I would always tell my quarterbacks, I would tell them, it's almost like a president. Your time as a star is almost like you the president of the school.
Yeah.
Everything rocks to your beat, because best believe when we win, you're going to get too much credit. When we lose, you're going to get way too much blame. But the one thing they know, they watching how you carry yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you're a crybaby, they're going to be like, man, no wonder why we can't win. Our quarterback. Now, they ain't looked at.
Did you say LeBron?
Oh, don't talk about LeBron.
I just thought he said he was. I
thought you were talking about except for Trump Difford.
I'm just. I thought he said that. My bad. I thought he said LeBron was crying.
But your quarterback is like, he's the face of the school. A lot of times your athletes are the face of the school.
Well, y'all both played the position. What was it like being a quarterback at school? I'm a little hating right now.
I'm so glad they moved me from it, because I wouldn't have graduated from high school.
I loved it though, man. I loved it.
It's too much attention.
Did you feel the higher standard though that you had to?
Yeah, you had to. You had to be a leader, man.
Oh, you're the guy.
Yeah. Because everybody, when you're on the field, you're the one that's calling the play.
But you have to have that skin, that attitude, that tone, because you know if you mess up,
you can't be.
You can't be sensitive at quarterback.
You can't. I always watch, like when we were at the game Friday night. Yeah. I always look at kids' body language.
Yep.
And the kid from Langston Hughes, his body language changed. That one moment his body language changed, it changed the game. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And instead of him, you gonna make a mistake.
Everybody know you gonna make a mistake.
And coach grabbed him. He like, hey man, look here, man, fight through that. And when you can't fight through that as a quarterback, it go downhill. It go downhill. So yeah, we athletes are held to a high standard. Yeah, they have to be.
And like I said, they should. But I just want everybody out there who ain't athletes to understand, we held to a high standard, and we gonna get things.
Go read a book.
Damn it.
The dream of the future, brought to reality by Sensation Station Network.
This is Bobby Yalla.
This is Judge Hatchett.
Lamar Batman Carey.
Yo, this is Teddy Parrish. This is Keon Carpenter, former Atlanta Falcon. You are tuned into The Crush on
Sensation Station Network.
Hey man, we still doing this Wendy's Wisdoms. I'm trying to get it together.
Wendy, what you got, baby?
Wendy's. So, what are you thinking when you're dealing with kids? Because you deal with a lot of athletes. What are you expecting from them as far as?
So I'm gonna throw a couple things out. So what I usually do about athletes, I do expect for them to sit in the front of the class, and I do expect them to have a certain GPA. I do expect them to keep their grades, their behavior, their discipline. The way they dress. I talk to them about all of that. I talk to them about their social media too. So I think I don't know that I necessarily hold them to a higher standard, but I set a standard for what is expected. Yeah. And I don't lower my expectations for what I think they should produce.
But in that token too, when you're talking about that, these kids have more to lose. Yes.
Right.
They have so much. It's nothing worse than seeing one of these kids who have the ability to make their situation so much better, and they blow it because they posted something crazy on Instagram, or it's the craziest thing in the world.
And you know what? I just thought about the story that just came out about the kid who the rape situation with the kid that went to the school, and he went to, and they always say athlete's name. They won't say the name, but they say that if it's this high school football player, this right here. So you'll get in the paper. They'll never say the science club guy who did something.
He don't
say the high school football quarterback or the leading linebacker who played on this team. They always get in the paper, so you have to keep them at a high standard.
Yeah,
they have to.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't, then they just gonna think they can do anything, and they already act the fool. When you get that pub and you get that status, then you think you're untouchable. Yeah. But if you held at that higher standard, you touchable now. Yeah.
So then I want to throw this out. Because right now, we don't have a threshold that athletes have to meet academically to stay eligible. They have to have so many credits to be able to go on the field. But we don't have anything in place that really says what their grades have to be.
You have to pass, though.
No.
What are you talking about?
So, in order to play at, to stay eligible, you have to have so many credits.
Right.
Right? But that doesn't mean that you passed all your classes. That doesn't also mean that all your grades weren't all C's, which a 2.0, remember, won't get you anywhere right now.
Right.
So my question is it time for us to put something in place for athletes academically to keep their grades where they need to be?
You almost have to, because especially any kid that wants to play college football, they have to understand that if you don't hit these academic requirements, you're not touching the field. The day of the Prop 48, long gone. You have to be able to pass the play.
Because this is the issue I'm running into. And I get these students 1 point something.
Where you at?
2.0.
I mean, never mind.
School.
Okay. I was just saying, no, I meant like high school, college.
High school.
Okay.
High school. 1 point something, 2.0. They're still eligible to be on the field because they have enough credits to make the requirement for the grade level.
That's why I tell you who the kid's biggest downfall. They parents.
I agree.
I wish my kid would talk about 1.9 playing football.
I'm the same way.
No,
you play football with the math.
You would be surprised.
The science book, you better line them up. Line them up in formation. That's what you gonna do. We finna hit. We finna do football and some Beyonce at the same time.
We're going I write science project.
Right.
Trips left algebra.
Right. Score on that.
Learn the distributed property.
I tell my boys that all the time. I say, man, you got to keep it here. Like my oldest 3.0, my youngest got to get a 3.0, and that's why I put them in a private school, because I'm gonna put it out there. My little one, his teacher, he went to class with the sleeve, front row, sat in the front row. She sent me a picture. Look, ain't he cute? Excuse me, can I?
No, don't do it.
Hey, but you know where I want to go.
Right.
Wake him up. What you saying? A puppy is cute when it's asleep.
Don't let me come wake him up.
Because if I
come up there.
And so that's the norm. You know, when you become athletes at some of these schools that don't hold these kids to a high standard, that's what they end up doing. So when you get to the next level, how you gonna learn how to study? How you gonna learn how to sit in class? And
I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I think it's time that districts do put something in place that says in order for a kid to play, they must maintain a 70, at least a 70. Because the 70 not going to get you in school anyway and on the field, but at least it'll keep you where you could.
Yeah. It's better going up from a C than a D.
Hey, man, when we come back, man, we about to jump into another topic. Some great shirting. We're going to talk about it.
No doubt.
Let's do it.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of our United States. Most people know him as a man of great wisdom and vision. What many don't realize, however, is that when it came to finding late model sedans at government auctions, or even looking up a zip code, Mr. Lincoln's wisdom was sadly lacking. In fact, the citizens of that day knew it best not to even ask. Fortunately, now there's firstgov.gov, the official place to turn when you need information about federal, state, and local government. Whether it's how to get a student loan, renew your passport, or even apply for a small business loan. All three of which, as numerous historians have noted, were remarkably absent from Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. So go to firstgov.gov. Who knows? If Abe had it in his day, he could have checked out an auction and traded that drafty log cabin for a nice condo on Maui. Firstgov.gov, a monumental source of useful information.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Can I have a price check on aisle... ma'am?
Yeah.
Don't look down, but there's a giant python wrapped around your leg.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's probably nothing.
Nothing? Shouldn't I don't know, like, call someone?
No, I don't have the time. I'm late as it is. If it keeps up, I haven't looked at.
Are you sure? That's a pretty big snake.
No, I'm fine. Thank you, though. You're very sweet.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? If you or someone you know suddenly experiences numbness of the face, arm, or leg, or sudden trouble speaking, seeing, or walking, don't wait to get help. Call 911 right away, because time lost is brain lost. To find out more, visit www.strokeassociation.org or call 1-888-4-STROKE. This message brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome to today's lottery drawing. Good luck. And here's today's winning numbers. First one up, it's not yours. Second one, not yours. And another number that's not yours. Okay, this is one number that's yours. It's a 5, but you don't get any money for that. And the final number is not yours.
Yep, so chances are you're not going to hit the lottery anytime soon. Don't get us wrong, the lottery can be fun every now and then. Just please don't rely on it for your future savings. How about this? Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte every day. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering in. Ride your bike instead of buying all that gas. These changes alone can save you thousands a year. Thousands. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feed that piggy bank. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
This is Akeem Dent, linebacker of the Houston Texans. You are listening to The Crush on the Sensation Station Network.
Look at you. Got all the music.
And we got another great topic coming up right now. Maceo. Let's talk about it, man. Gray shirt, man.
Hey, man, so, you know, it's a new term that's been out there recruiting for a few years now, man. Gray shirting. Recruiting term talking about incoming freshman who postpones his enrollment in classes until the second semester of his freshman year. You know, it's different from red shirt. The red shirt actually enroll, practice, all that good stuff. Gray shirting is where colleges have started manipulating it. They basically hide a kid. Basically, they basically hide you. You know, we promise you we're gonna take care of your tuition and everything in January. Mm-hmm. This is that thing. You got that kid that's on the bubble who one of the biggest issues with gray shirt came up a couple years ago with the running back from, I can't remember what school he came from, but he was at Alabama. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, Alabama realized, you know what, we can't do nothing with him right now. So they ended up gray shirting him. Nick Saban came under a lot of scrutiny because he actually, in January.
Talking about the kid from Washington,
from
North Atlanta.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So he ended up, basically out of a scholarship.
Right. Yeah.
So this is gray shirting it's been around. It's been quiet, but that's what made it become kind of like a national thing. And people sitting around like, what's a gray shirt? The big boys been doing this for a few years now.
Yeah, and it's one of the ways that they like to use to, quote unquote, stock players.
Oh yeah,
to put them to the side so that nobody can really touch them. We got you.
Yeah,
but we just need you to take this semester off while we can get that scholarship to somebody else right now.
Sign 25.
Yeah,
I got 10 graduating.
Yeah.
So I got you in soon as he
get clearance.
You get the first one.
We out the door.
Yeah,
we good with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that's how it works. So they know they got some. They say, just chill with us for a little bit. You ain't gonna play this year. It works for the big ones, and
most of the big boys do.
The only thing that it gives the kid an opportunity to leave though if he can.
Yeah.
So if he's a gray shirt, he doesn't have to stay there. He can go to another school if he wants. But most kids, if you going to Alabama.
And that, what I'm saying, the big boy schools that do it, Ohio State, they've had a couple of kids that all of a sudden they pop back on the scene. They were highly recruited. All of a sudden, signing day, you don't see their name. Then in January, bam.
That's Old State, baby. Yeah. That's my school. Now.
You like Ohio State?
I was born in Ohio, so I'm a Ohio State diehard fan. Buckeyes. Haters.
some Michigan women right there.
They'd be all right.
But the thing, parents have to, again, when we talk about the process, these are some more questions that parents have to ask, because we kind of talk about if you have a kid who's kind of on the bubble academically, you need to ask that question, well, can my son gray shirt? And for the parent, can I come up with that tuition for a semester?
Right.
And having to make sure that, now look, you do got me in January, right?
Yeah.
I need to know that. Because if not, we just going to take our chance and bounce somewhere else.
He said Georgia State charged.
Yeah, I mean it's the trick that a lot of the schools didn't know about, and now everybody's starting to figure it out.
And it's like one of those things where if I can just squeeze this one semester, if you can pay the tuition, we got you in January, and it's no trouble.
Ain't no trouble.
It's NCAA.
It's legal.
Bonafide.
It's like Coach Tony Ballard say, the big boys, they know the loopholes.
Yeah.
And what's so crazy, the hypocrisy of the NCAA. We promote student athlete, but again,
we give you outs.
Yeah. I got a plan.
We protect you.
So we got to make that money.
Right.
The top kids got to get to XYZ school.
And like you said, it's always interesting. Man, I wonder what happened to such and such. Man, I ain't heard from him this year. Spring practice, Alabama.
They pop up.
Dang, what happened? He was gray shirt. He was gray shirt. He was sitting in that gray shirt, chilling.
It's a heck of a gamble, because, and this for me, in my opinion, is for like the elite, that kid, that self-motivated type kid, because I couldn't even fathom having to sit out.
Right.
And I can't practice. I can't do nothing. And you want me to stay in shape. You want me to, they got to be tough.
And if you 18 years old and you expect me to stay in shape on my own,
I'm on campus. I can't do nothing with the team. I'm on the team, but I'm not on the team.
I'm a student.
Kids, I'm on the team, but I'll be out there next year.
I thought you was on the team. Why you in the cab?
I
ain't traveled this week.
I had to go to the doctors. I ain't cleared right now.
Well, bro, he be pulling out all kind of stuff. Hey, man, I'm a little hurt this week. So.
And that's the point. I want to finish up with that point. Coach Andrew was saying the clock hadn't started yet with the gray shirt,
exactly,
versus the red shirt.
So you still got time.
You still got time. Yeah,
you still got your time. So, man, I can't wait to see what's coming up next with these top 10.
But now we got to do Power 5 versus FBS first.
I'm getting excited about that top 10.
And I want to talk. Ant, this is going to be a good topic for Ant, because he's seen it.
Let's talk about it.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Well, I finally did it. My student loan is totally paid off.
What? What about our plan to win the lottery and start living? You know, travel the world on matching yachts, wear enough jewelry to require a bodyguard, vacation on the French Riviera, and then buy it.
You know we're never going to win the lottery, right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You accidentally cut your daughter's bangs unevenly. Do you A, line things up a centimeter from her hairline?
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
No. Sweatbands are so hot right now. Everyone's wearing them. Like that basketball player and that other basketball player.
B, get spiritual.
Mom, where did all the mirrors go?
A reflection could never capture our true selves.
Huh?
Beauty is within.
C, look on the bright side.
Less time blow drying, more time texting.
Or D, show empathy.
Mom, you really don't have
Ta-da! Twinsies!
I kinda love it. As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Bobby Yoller from the Ohio State. I'm kicking it with the Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Oh, sorry. Maybe I'll do a little quick one, round table. What we talking about? Power 5 versus LPS. Basically, that gap is closing, man. Talk about it for a minute.
So, man, you know, this weekend we saw Nickel State take UGA down to the wire. Central Michigan got the win against Oklahoma State, whether it was a good call or not, you know, whatever. They were hung around long enough to get the win. North Carolina A&T took out Kent State. And Grambling, before they lost their starting quarterback, was giving it to Arizona.
Giving it to them.
So for the panel, we'll start with you, since you played in the league.
You forgot about Appalachian State last week.
I almost gave it to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So is that gap truly closing?
Yeah, because now they're seeing that you could go to the league anywhere. And so a lot of kids picking the school that fits them now. You know what I'm saying? Study the school that got the bigger name. And so when you get that, man, it's good for the sport. It's good for the sport because you just ain't chasing names no more. You're chasing that will actually fit you. You know, and that's where they, you know, you can sell it. You go to state. If you gonna get treated good, then go where they gonna treat you right.
You know what? We talk about all the time. Kids trying to go to D1 and all that. Kids want to play too.
Right.
So eventually, I'm gonna go to a school that me and Mace, we saw the Celebration Bowl this year. And we saw some kids out there. We saw the running back. We like, dude, why you ain't in this? He was like, man, they didn't come get me. Kids are playing it, and they're training you around now. So
well, we know why they didn't come get him. He was 5'5",
but he was a dog.
But he ran for 300 yards.
He was a dog. And like you're saying, kids are everybody looking. We found out 32 kids that were on HBCUs made the NFL roster this year.
Right.
So kids are like, oh, with
they come and get you here.
Yeah. With technology is. I can see every game, everybody will not leave my home. So let me just show you the tape. Yes, it's closing. Make sure to answer your question. Yes. And when I saw that Grambling game, I'm going to be honest with you, the best athlete on the field was at Grambling.
No doubt.
Quarterback was the best athlete.
When we was talking in the first hour, I told y'all that the only difference between the HBCU and the big-time D1 is the lineman.
Yeah. Because skill position, it was so apparent in that Grambling, Arizona game. Arizona corners could not defend the wide receivers at Grambling. They just couldn't do it.
It's just the linemen. They get the bigger linemen.
And eventually at the end of the game, they just got wore out. They got tired.
Right.
Grambling don't have the depth like Arizona.
And this the biggest thing. At them big schools, you got a better facility. If you put that money into that facility with the weight room, because that's what get them. They go see the weight room and all that. That's what get them.
Yeah. And that nutritionist that we talk about, like you were saying earlier, like I know how to exactly put them 10 pounds on you, because like I say, we talk about DeAndre all the time. Yeah. I just think about when he left Langston Hughes, I was like,
how the people like, how they gonna put weight on him? I'm like, dude, he going to UGA.
Right.
They gonna put weight on him.
Shakes. Oh, he had a special diet.
Right. And you look at him on TV now, you like, okay.
When he come back and take pictures with me, I'm like, whoa.
I mean, these kids. So, and what I want to ask you, because like I know a lot of your kids, and they always like, you went to Tuskegee,
right?
You went to the league, like, yeah, I did.
Yeah. See, what people don't know, and I'm put out there is, when I came out of Tuskegee, I ran the fastest 40 at all safeties in the draft. I had the highest vert than all safeties in the draft. I had the longest brow. All my intangibles was the best in the draft. Just that I went to Tuskegee. So if you go and put in the work, you eventually come out to where they're going to give you a shot. It's on you whether you're going to stay there or not. So you can't cry about you being at a HBCU if you ain't putting in the work to get where you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you just studied sitting at the school pouting that you here, because you pouting when you was in high school. And now you at the D1, you still pouting. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah. So you got to go in and put in work. And that's what I did. And that's why I was able to get where I was at.
And kids understand it too, man, that you got to put in work wherever you at.
Wherever you at.
I mean, TVs are, every game is almost being televised now.
Right.
You can get on TV. That Tennessee, Appalachian State was prime time.
Yeah.
And Tennessee was lucky because when the quarterback jumped and he got hit right in his ribs,
somebody
fell right on him. They were about to lose that game. Right. These kids are like, man, I'm on TV. And I had a chance to be on TV.
And we had a kid. I won't say his name. He ended up going to the University of Alabama. Mm-hmm. Told him time and time again, like, I mean, I understand the allure of Alabama. I get it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But some of these other schools that recruit you, in the year he came out, and it's funny, I love this story. He always tell me, he called me. Alabama has this thing, the first night you're there, all the freshmen have to get up, introduce themselves, and give you credentials. Mm-hmm. So he went, he was like, I was first team All-State, All-Region, blah, blah, blah. So he was in the same class with Rolando McClain. Mm-hmm. So it said basically Rolando McClain stood up there 10 minutes because he was everybody's All-American. He was Street Smith, Playboy, he was first team this, and he was like, maybe I made the wrong decision.
Right.
And he basically played at Alabama for you. I mean, he picked up all the jewelry. He probably maybe played in blowouts. Wasn't even on special teams. So he had a 5th year, he ended up transferring to a 1AA school. And he played. And he was like, this is probably where I should have been. Right. Anyway. Right. And I told him, like, dude, certain schools, like, yeah, they coming in to recruit you, but you have to look at who's coming in. And that's part of what we talked about during the process. You have to ask these questions.
And I asked all the right questions.
Yeah, I trained some couple kids got big-time offers. And I keep telling them, why don't you go to the school that play all of them? Now,
wow.
If you go to a school that play all of them, you really at an individual position to where
you
if you shine
anyway.
You shine, you'll be like I tell people all the time, especially these guys that all the SEC teams come to get. Why don't you go to Michigan? Why don't you go to Ohio State? Why don't you go to Michigan State? 2 years ago, who was the #1 draft at corner? A guy out of Michigan State.
Yeah.
Because and this is why I say you got kids down here that think they SEC. But you're not that dog. I'm gonna tell you now, if people out there listening, if you don't got that dog, please tell your child, if you're not a dog, you can be an athlete, but if you ain't a dog, don't go to SEC. Because to go to SEC, that means you're gonna face one of the top receivers week in and week out. Now, you could go to a ACC school where you're gonna shine. 1 week you're gonna go against a receiver, next week you're gonna go against a mediocre. That's your time to shine. Yeah. You might end up with 8 picks. You see what I'm saying? And get that shot.
Yeah.
People been funny. Hey, man, you got to strategically think about where you want to go and how you going to do it. Because you think you're an SEC guy and you complain about the #1 in your region in high school, homeboy. It's 10 of them.
Yeah, waiting for you.
It's 10 of them waiting on you. And that's so bigger, stronger, and faster.
Because when Wendy, we were talking about the process, when we first started talking about this, these are like the questions you need to ask on your unofficial and your official. Like, I need to see the depth chart. Yeah. Right. Who are you recruiting?
I'm asking for the kids when the coach comes to the school. I'm like, hey, wait a minute, coach. Let me ask you a couple questions. They like, this lady is serious. That ain't even her child.
I tell them all the time. Ask them, show you if you're a corner. Say, let me see all your corners. Look at their height.
Yeah.
Look at their weight. Oh boy, if they got 10 corners that's been in the last 5 years, that's 6'4", you 5'11", it's not meant for you to be there.
We'll be right back.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
You're listening to Twin Sports TV, and shout out to The Crush on Sensation Station Network. Get your game up. Woo!
Hey, man, we're back, man. Now, this one right here gonna rub a lot of folk the wrong way, but you know, this what we do, man. You know, we want y'all to understand this, man. We want all children to go to school. But boy, Kenyatta Watson says all the time, it's officially 784 schools offering financial aid for you to go to college, man. So let's stop being stuck on Power 5, you know, all these schools, man. It's money for everybody. And again, love who love you. If that school not recruiting you, don't chase them. So right now, man, we're going to get into this, man, the top 10 recruiting problems. And we probably going to, after one or two, we probably going to go so long. We're probably going to pick up 10 o'clock after that. Yeah. So my first point, and we're going to go around and talk about it. One of the problems I feel that's wrong with recruiting. Elite schools go after the same kids. And when I say that, I'm like, you know, this kid, you know, this top quarterback, he got 60 offers. All the big boys done offered him. You know, he can only pick one. And that leaves room for some of these other kids. What you think about that?
That's how it go. If you once you offer a kid, they gonna be like, hold up, nah, I can't let you offer him, not me. So
right.
That's just a part of it. I don't see a problem with that, but that's just a problem with the process. Mm-hmm. But as the person who's number two, you gotta be hand in hand on.
You gotta be paying attention.
Idea. I mean, all this social media, you need a friend. Hey man, what school you trying to go to?
But that's
so I could go to the other ones.
That's part of the process, though.
Yeah, right.
That's doing research.
Right, but kids don't want to work together. They always want to.
It's like a competition.
Yeah. Man, you only can get one scholarship.
Yeah, just go.
And that's my problem. And that's the problem I have.
And because I be number 2 quarterback, I be letting them. Hey man, give me your top 5. Then I'm gonna come out with my top 5. It ain't gonna be none of his. Everybody be like, hold up. What's wrong, dude? Because the number 1 quarterback, you didn't offer it.
You gave him
all
the stuff.
right.
Yeah, I'm not going there with him.
Why I'm gonna follow him? You say he number 1.
Well, they showed change they had after that. Boy, they be like, oh, we were just playing though.
Right. But you know, the problem with that is, you know, schools offer a kid, and if he tell them he going to visit somewhere else, they have a problem with it. Well, you didn't offer 100 kids the same position, but you don't want him going to see another school. That's crazy.
And what's funny is we saw that firsthand with Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler was solid to Alabama, but he took a couple more visits, took the offer off the table.
Right. Yeah. They don't want you to go nowhere.
They get real.
And you hadn't signed anything.
They didn't sign a thing.
I say this, and that's why, if if Cam Newton daddy got $200,000 to go to Auburn or to see, hey, that's why it be like that. Because y'all promising stuff. Show me the money.
Why would I have to bring Cecil into this, right?
Hey, I said if. But what I'm saying is this because like this. Everybody, because this is why I say that. Because everybody want to blame a parent, a child. If you go, Cam Newton was well off before he even. But when I'm saying kids that come out of that poverty, and then you got coaches that want to come and offer them, it should be an NCAA rule. If you don't attend the school, if you're alumni and you get this kid, we trying to recruit $200,000, and he don't come to our school, then that's your fault. Why we gonna punish your kid? That's more money than his whole family seen since he been living.
Yep. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. We had a kid. His uncle was basically around here telling schools it's gonna cost X amount of dollars to talk to the kid.
Right, get that money.
But this the thing, the amount of money they were asking for, I had to tell them like, dude, like, do you not understand? Y'all gonna blow that little money. If you gonna ask for some money,
ask for something.
Ask for some money. $20K is not asking nobody for no money in the hood. But $20K don't go along.
It ain't, but it's good money just to talk to my child.
But the thing is, why they gonna give you $20K?
To talk to my child.
But the thing is,
I mean, but like you say, it's a number of other kids behind him. So it ain't gonna blow the money. You gonna blow his opportunity. They ain't gonna end up at Morehouse.
Talk about it, Wendy.
I actually came up with the same thing you said. I was like, all the same schools are going after the same athletes. And so here we have an issue. And then the other problem is the kids don't even want to look at the other schools. And I'm like, there's so much more money out there. I'm telling you, NAIA has money too. Get this money.
784 what I like kids.
I like what y'all said though.
Get this money.
If I'm a student athlete like y'all talking about, hey dog, where you going? Where you really want to go?
Yeah. Right.
Everybody going to the same camps.
Because they bring them in for visits. Yeah. You got to understand. To land the college, to land the player, you're gonna bring them in on your best game and you the top. So guess what I'm doing? Forget what they talking about. Hey man, what you talking about? You coming here?
What position you play?
How much you like? Name? But no, see, the thing is, the kids know who everybody are. Social media, everybody know who you. I know who you are. So when I walk up, they go, "Other quarterback guy." Okay, so what you gonna do, man?
Yeah, and it's so funny.
Let's just strategically think this
Coach
out
Ballard
together.
just said most of the kids, they already know where they're going. They just keep drawing this process out for no reason.
Right. So that's when you talk to them. I know you know where you're going.
Yeah.
Like let's.
Yeah. I swear, Coach Andrew's been on my list, man. Coach Andrew, that's on my list, man. Yeah. So that we're gonna finish up number one. We'll finish this one up.
But just to say, man, I see all that going with all those colleges, man. But at the kid point, man, the kid like to see it because they like all them letters and that attention and all that. But
a lot of mail.
School just be wasting time, man. It is what it is. It's the process, but. That's a good number 10, man. So see how it took us that long to get through that one. So
right, like I said, we not gonna get through all that.
It might be a 5-part series.
Because this next one right here. Oh boy, I already can hear what Ant gonna say on this next one when we come back.
We're gonna jump dead into it.
Yeah,
we'll be right back.
Hey parents, finding it hard to communicate with kids in today's world of ever-changing slang?
Hi, son.
Excuse me?
Introducing the Communicizer. Just strap non-toxic Communicizer to your mouth and go from boring old man speak,
I'm here if you want to talk,
to 100% off the chain.
Text me whenever's, yo.
It's that easy.
Thanks to Communicizer, I'm relevant to my kids again. I'm fly, boo.
And now when you buy Communicizer, you get the auto-tune attachment free. Sounds so hip-hop, your kids will want to talk to you for hours.
I used to have to walk 3 miles uphill to school every morning, shorty.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son.
Communicizer is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Adopt Us Kids and the Ad Council.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is Tracy Hutchins with CBS 46 News. You're listening to The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Hey, we're back, man. We're talking about the top recruiting problems. Hey, man, this one right here, man. Social media and fan involvement. This has like taken this thing to a whole nother level. You had a kid earlier today who decommitted from Michigan. They rained down on this young 17-year-old like it's no tomorrow. I'm like, you were 17 once upon a time. How many times as a 17-year-old gonna change his mind?
But you gonna deal with that ignorance, especially when you put yourself out there on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, that goes back to your boy saying the kids know where they want to go, and they draw it out just for that reason. You know what I'm saying? They want all the attention. They want all they want. And then when they commit, they can't decommit because then everybody going to be jumping down their throat.
I do have a problem. Social media is just such a good and bad thing at the same time.
Yeah.
Man. It's good for you, for your publicity, your notoriety. But then you get, like I said, you call them all the time Twitter fingers.
Yeah,
and they
man.
all picking on these 17-year-olds, and I use the word picking because I'm from the country, and they using this term, and the kids say, I don't want to go to Michigan. You suck. I know your mom, and I'm just sitting there like, dude, you had this right. And it's a 17-year-old. I want to be on Twitter. Do I need to make it all private? Now I got to make my stuff private now because I can't say something because I got this kid, this guy out of Bushnell, Ontario, Canada, who was a Michigan fan and they hate me now because I didn't go to Michigan.
Don't even know what Ann Arbor is.
Yeah,
Don't even know where it's at.
We ain't know where it is.
So that is the best of both worlds, man. It can be a bad thing and a good thing at the same time. Social media.
Give us some on the Wendy.
You know, that's why I talk to the kids so much about what they post on social media, because those same people that you're talking about, they're grabbing those screenshots and they waiting for some fire if they need it. So they gonna collect their stuff. So when they need to come back with it, they will come back with it. And you know, when they see that you commit, they want to put your picture up in their jersey and color and do all this other stuff. And then something happened, and then they turn on you so quick. And I just warn them to be careful what you post for that same reason, because some of those same things could come back when somebody wants to turn against you for whatever reason. Even if you just had a bad game, now they pulling other stuff out from 5 years ago off your social media.
And this is the problem I have with the movies. The kids commit. They make a trailer and all this stuff. You hadn't played it. It's a chance that you're going to suck when you get on campus.
It's a big chance.
It's a big chance.
And people don't understand the change of life you go through when you go to college. And if you ain't used to it, if you ain't strong enough, you're mama's boy, daddy's boy, that play a big role in whether or not you can just go there and perform the way you want to. And I don't know if this is on your top 10. It probably is.
Hey, but
we'll hold it out.
Make sure we talked about a kid that just went through that. Not the one from Michigan, but Tyler.
Yeah.
He went from Alabama to Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, he was solid. 2 weeks before signing day, he was solid at Alabama.
And I know he got some.
Yes.
You know how Bama fans are.
Mm-hmm.
They had to get off Twitter.
They had to get off Twitter because
they changed his name.
Probably did a few
And somebody asked me why you can't find me on social media. That ain't my name. What you talking about?
You be like, hey man, I done looked up this one.
No, that's not. You got to call me, Anthony. What are you on social media as?
And when you see a kid go through that, man, they have the right to make the decision. But make sure I don't know if you know what
again, let's remember, they're
kids. But what y'all got to understand, kids ask for this attention they seeking. And so what you got to be careful what you ask for. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all want to step in grown people positions. You get some of these kids, y'all saying kids don't even realize they kids until they start coming off and they never seen the words that they be saying to them.
Right. Now you want to be a kid.
Now you want to be a kid. Come crying. Look what he called me.
I'm 16.
Right. I ain't number 17. Picking on a boy. I'm a boy.
I'm a boy.
Right. I mean, so you the social media, but it could play into their favor and it can play against them. Because you got a lot of stuff you can just post on social media that bring attention to you that, you know.
You can brand yourself that way.
Right, like I tell you, man.
We'll be right back.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You do your thing, all right? Don't be nervous, okay? It's easy.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
I say that to say this. If you wouldn't have did what you would have did, then we wouldn't have been where we was at to get what we got.
That just don't make no sense, dog.
It's The Crush on SSNATL.com.
Hey, man, we're back, man. Continuing our list, man. Top 10 recruiting problems. This one right here is a show enough problem. Family members, friends, and advisors.
Trying to tell the kid where to go?
Lord have mercy.
Trying to tell where to go?
See, one more uncle who
call
ain't
them
never picked up a
handlers.
football.
You call them handlers.
Handlers.
One more damn uncle tell their kid where to go and who ain't
I got
down
peoples.
football.
I got peoples. You know, the Army All-American game. You have the, you know, the setup. You know, you got Pookie, Ray, the whole neighborhood.
Hey, man.
12 deep.
No, I went down there 2 years ago with Andre.
Yeah.
When DeAndre played, I went to the game.
Yeah.
At least when they go to the Honor Army game, you go see the leeches before you even make it.
Yeah, you say he ain't played no ball, but why is he
my phone was blowing up while I was in the league. I sleep peaceful now. I could go to sleep anytime during the day. When I was in the league, I couldn't go to sleep at all. Now, so at least you get to see. But it's the family members. As far as
the leeches become different.
It's the parents. It's the daddies that want them to go their kid. I mean, trying to make it. And I tell them that's what kids end up failing at. When you make them go to a school you want them to be at. Mm-hmm. And that's just not the school they're comfortable with being at.
One of the worst things I ever seen was when this kid was on getting. I don't know who the kid was. I know y'all know. We said this one of the Army game. He went to LSU.
The mama wanted him to go to LSU. He ended up going to
was it Bama?
I think he went to Alabama.
And she was like,
yeah,
like your kids going to school, man. Be happy.
I think she said, I ain't going to Bama to watch him play.
Yeah,
I think she said it. Mm-hmm. Then when she get drafted, she gonna be the first one in the first seat, sitting right there with a Bama shirt on, Bama draws, everything, knee highs. Bama did this for my baby.
Can you see the knee high with the Bama's?
all together. But you know, but it's part of like when we talk about the recruiting process and what you just said. That kid, you have to tell these kids time and time again, like you have to be comfortable waking up there, because like once we drop you off. We back to the crib.
See, my process was with my dad. I mean, and he said, go out there, do what you're supposed to do, and come back. When I came back to the room, so what you think? He ain't asked me, well, you need to go here, academic. He said, what you think? How you feel when you was out there by yourself? Because that's what you're going to be. You're going to be here by yourself. Right. He said, so, and my dad was just, he was the coolest dude alive, but he still alive, so I, you know.
Yeah, it was Landon Collins that did Landon that. Collins. It was Landon Collins that went through that.
The parents need to just step back and let their kids experience the visit and see if they're comfortable there.
We wouldn't have a problem if we saw, because a lot of us see these kids young when we see them growing up. We want to see everybody when the kids are 3 or 4 or 5 star. You know they got a chance to go to a big school. Because then you say, I ain't never seen your uncle before in my life, but now he always at practice telling us we ain't coaching his nephew right. He ain't coaching him right.
Boy, I mean, it's just the craziest thing because at the end of the day, it's ultimately that kid's decision, and you don't want to try to steer that kid, and then that kid get there and. You know, that school is not for him. It's not a fit. Yeah, he don't like the campus.
That's the worst thing.
And then he going to end up looking at you, and he like, well, you know, you told me to go down there.
I was down in Tuskegee, boy. About my 3rd year, we about a 6'6", 340. No, parents wanted me to go there. Man, about 12 midnight. All I hear is stuff in the hall. I'm walking out. He got his luggage. He got his luggage. The same parents that brought him there sitting out front. He's sneaking out the door. You better let your kid go where they comfortable at.
Because if they don't, man,
you're going to be back. You're going to be back.
Yeah.
Not for a game.
He going to be 38 years old. You're going to be like, why is he still here? And won't get a job.
Hey, you're going to be back.
And then you're going to be 38. Why he 38 and I'm 38?
When your son invite you back on a Tuesday, hey, y'all come back on Wednesday. It ain't for you to come watch a game. Ain't no college game been played on Wednesday. He want you to come get him.
Again,
I tried.
We have to, and like I said, that uncle I was talking about, the principal had to call us and was like, look, uncle is banned from the school.
Wow.
He can't come up here. Because, again, like I say, we getting calls from coaches, and they like, hey, man, y'all know dude asking us for $20K, $25K.
Wow.
And, again, like I say, my only thing was like, dude, if you going to ask for some money, go ahead for some real money. Because the thing is, in the hood, y'all going to blow $25K. Yeah. Because y'all going to go buy Escalade that cost $50.
Yeah, you better hope you get 3 schools. You better hope you get 3 schools with a 25.
But this what they don't. But this what he didn't understand about the process. These schools, they on the road together. They recruit the same area. They're talk
brotherhood. It's a brotherhood.
Word done got out.
Word, hey man, you know this dude gonna ask you for about 50,000.
Uncle JJ, he greedy.
So
with the brown bag.
And so what ended up happening was a lot of the schools that was on this particular kid. Yeah. I mean, they fell out. They were like, dude, if that's what it's gonna take for us just to talk to him, that family gonna be a problem on our campus.
Because at the end of the day, you bringing that kid and the family, unfortunately, with him.
I can tell you about a kid that went to Buford, who mama said the child gonna change the way they draft. Remind you now, this kid was a running back.
I already know what you're talking about.
Hey, he came out the same year Adrian Peterson, telling he gonna be the 1st round pick. Mama star.
He ended up going to 2 or 3 colleges. He went to 2 colleges.
No, he went to 1.
No,
he probably did because after
he started
drafted, they ain't honor his after he went. Now he got a chance in the league.
We'll be right back, man.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch, or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie, but Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special, sit down, and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to savor.
Well, I finally improved my credit score. What? The band is about to be discovered. Rock gods don't need to worry about credit scores. We're supposed to think about how many guitars we've smashed, make ridiculous on-tour requests, tragically break up and blame creative differences.
Yeah, I'm not banking my retirement on a band that's never left your garage.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the Georgia Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Did you know volunteering can be fun? Community service is for everyone. Young people, families, men, women. As a volunteer, you'll help your community and gain valuable skills. Network with others. Energize your life. Make an impact and have fun. Get in step with your community. Volunteer. Visit www.lionsclubs.org.
Okay, so just type the job website address here. That's it. Then you enter what job you're looking for there.
Electrician. This is Peter. Recently, he got help going on the internet for the first time to look for a new job.
Okay, then you just hit search and...
In the past, Peter's gotten work through people he knew, but he heard there were more jobs online.
There we go.
These are all for me?
Uh-huh.
Really? He had no idea just how many. I can't believe it. This one looks good. Peter is thinking the internet might be for him after all.
And this is just one website.
Wow. Why didn't I do this sooner? See what the internet can help you do at everyoneon.org or call 1-855-387-9166 to find a free training class near you. Brought to you by Connect to Compete and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Maceo Hurd.
It's your boy E. Glaze. You listen to the dopest sports show on radio. It's The Crush on Sensation Station Network.
Damn, Gina. Yeah. Hey, we're back, man. Hey.
We're back.
Hey, man, this is good conversation right here, man.
Real quick,
tell you, man.
The quick shout-outs to Parish Capital, Blunt Power. We get everybody?
Orison Software, the Love Collection. You got Dr. Kevin Dance in today. Blunt Power.
Yeah.
No.
We got
sing.
We good. We had to sing.
We got everybody.
We had to sing. Finish it up, and finish as much as we can today.
So this next one, it goes to the heart of recruiting because these are the guys who can make or break you. The boosters.
Handshakes.
I like those. Y'all say what y'all want. I don't got no problem with boosters. I got 2 kids. You can shake my hand anytime. Let's move on to the next one.
No comment. No comment.
And it's funny because he talked about that bag.
Oh man.
Talked about that brown paper bag. I think they use duffel bags.
They duffel bag you now. Put on your front porch.
If you get a brown bag, that's not a good payment.
Hey, it ain't.
Yeah, if you get that duffel bag, if you're a duffel bag boy.
Duffel bag boy.
Hey. Hey, boosters, keep doing what y'all do. We love y'all.
But the funny thing about the boosters, like you look at down at LSU, not only the boosters, like the fans have got together and put together a GoFundMe page.
Yep.
Because they want to get rid of Les Miles, so they like, hey, we don't want nothing to be said about what money y'all don't have to buy this guy out. We gonna raise the other money. I'm like, dude, they boosters, man.
Yeah. Right.
They boosters. They got plenty. There's a reason they're boosters.
Money's long.
Money's long.
Real long.
Real long.
Let's talk about these player egos.
I mentioned that earlier. It's a process. It's a development that they get these egos. You seen the number one. I mean, I'm telling y'all, start from park all the way up.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the high schools, you got them coaches that they can't really coach. They got their best player that's scared of sitting down. You developing that ego in that kid. You see what I'm saying? When you tell a kid, oh, you don't got to do this because he the number one player. He's scared you're going to get mad at him. Get mad, homie. You the one got to go to college at the end of the day.
One of the things I like what I saw Coach Cannon do on Friday night, the running back, who act like who didn't want to listen.
Number 9.
Yeah, and end up having to sit the bench for the most crucial part of the game.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That sent a very clear message to me. I'm like, I like that.
Because if you don't, that's what you developing egos that you can't get rid of, boy.
Yeah. And it brings me when I think about the kid at the opening. The linebacker committed to Florida State, came out with the Lamborghini and jumped out waving the flag. Like, dude, do you know immediately when you hit campus, like, people are going to expect, like, I need Lamborghini type play.
Right.
As soon as you hit campus.
Like today.
Right.
You need to blink and people need to fall. All this, man. Lamborghini?
He jumped out of Lamborghini.
And the opener, ain't that a high school thing?
Yeah, that's
you know I don't do all that. Yeah. I see your list. I don't do number 7.
Hey, but you know
what? You're doing number 7 with a Georgia Tech offense.
You're so stupid.
You can't.
Boy.
I can't keep a straight face anymore.
Real quick, let's talk about that because it's a big deal now.
It's only work one half of your team.
7-on-7. The 7-on-7.
It's only work one half of your team. I don't care what nobody says.
7-on-7. I see it, but it's just like it create paper guys. They go out there thinking, "Ooh, man, we won this," and then you get out there in the field and get lit up.
Dude.
Well, I don't like because people cheat.
Yeah,
like
linebackers ain't learning nothing.
I had to tell a team one year, like, dude, safeties and linebackers don't play like that.
No.
They don't play like we're running the plays that we're gonna run in the season. I don't have 6 receivers to one side of the field.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We running our formation because we're trying to work on our timing.
Right, but then you
got 6 safeties back. What coverage is that?
But look at it, man. It works for the corners because they get to do a little one-on-one game time. But that's the only people really getting work. The corners, and it's half the time the receiver gonna be blocking receiver because the offense the team run.
I literally don't like to watch him, but I was watching one on TV because I was a kid in Georgia that we interviewed one time. I watched every play. He a linebacker. He just turning and going.
Right,
like,
but you got to do your re-step forward, right?
Yeah, it was.
I'm just saying, but in the real game,
you're supposed to.
In the real game.
So you just took a whole day of trying to get yourself together. You don't waste the steps.
It's good for receivers, quarterbacks to get the time and to get that work. Now,
Right.
I like it for them.
How true is the timing when they got a DN coming down his head?
In our offense, 3.4 seconds. Like, I'm not even waiting on them 4 seconds that they talk about.
Right.
I'm blowing the whistle for the ref sometimes. Like, dog, the ball got to be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
You ain't got that kind of time in the offense, man. Get the ball, identify it, but like Coach say, linebackers 9 yards off the ball.
Right.
It's 6 safeties back there, like you say.
Like corners playing at 10.
Like we played Milton.
It's a half a field, dude. You saying at 10, the first down right behind you.
Like Milton played like it was some crazy cover. So I just kept telling our quarterback, man, just throw the ball to the back. Ain't nobody covering the back. They worry about the vertical route.
Right. They ain't run 20 yards before you get touched.
Right. And the dude coach was like, well, what y'all doing? I said, what you doing?
Yeah.
Play y'all on film. Y'all play a 4-3. Where your 3 linebackers, where your 2 corners and your 2 safeties.
Everybody want the Adidas shirts.
And you always had to warn about the coaching staff who celebrate these wins. You like, really, dude?
They get shorts and gloves now too.
Yeah, they get all that.
They giving that out now?
They get all that.
They get all that. Shorts, shirt, gloves.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
you got to put them on for the final game so you can be seen in the gear.
Oh. Yeah, but you see
that's a sponsor.
The receivers jumping out there, arms stretched. As soon as they find out the safety come, they got the alligator arms.
Yeah.
Midget hands.
And I was so bad at like cussing out some of my receivers because I'm like, dude, you won't make that play when we got pass on. Like, that's like some of them not buying.
You won't.
Kids jumping all up in the air, exposing themselves. That's
fully extended.
Yeah, you ain't doing that stuff.
Fully extended.
Cause there gonna be one crazy safety that don't care.
They don't care.
And a lot of and some of these kids, I know of a couple of kids who actually got offers like really off 7-on-7. Like, y'all don't want to see no foot.
Hey, that coach be fired.
Right.
Coaches in college are getting fired because they're going after these 5-star players that they say is 5-star. But that's another whole day. Y'all talk to me about that. That's a whole nother day. We need 2 hours.
These rankings, it ain't on my list, but just like, how do we really know a kid a 5-star until he hit campus?
We don't.
I don't know.
Dude.
We don't.
For each star by some of these kids' name come money.
Mm.
Well, I get deep in this, man, with y'all, boy. I just sit back and look at everybody.
I always question the 5-star.
I can tell you.
When I saw Brian Randolph was a 3-star. And Brian Stein, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year. He went to Tennessee, started for 4 years, and now he went to the league. You saw him, tore his knee and all that. Mm-hmm. I used to say, he did not play enough of the 7-on-7s for y'all to give him 5?
He wasn't in tune with the people who give out the stars.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
The coach.
Now, he was a parade All-American, too, so I don't know. He was a parade, but he was a 3-star.
He was a parade, and the big-time people posed. The little people put out the stars.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
But what's funny is, he ended up, he played SEC football. So and again, you are who you are. Brian Randolph was recruited by every school.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Rain? Y'all say a 3-star, but he was recruited by every SEC school.
Right. So how is he a 3-star?
I don't know.
Because he didn't go through that circuit. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you about the circuit when we get off of here.
Oh yeah, but the circuit is trill.
Oh man.
Wendy, what's the last one you won a couple?
Let's talk about character issues.
We did.
Boy, character issues. No, character issues. That's a big part of recruiting.
We talked about egos, but yeah.
Your character.
Like, do you tolerate a behavior as long as you get that big time player?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Character
but you know that character issue goes with the parents too.
Oh yeah.
It's some parents that's out there messing up their kid because of the way they act.
Oh yeah.
And so the kid, of course,
they learning from the house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a taught behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Coach Andrew, writers align with training companies. Now, you know we know about that because them folks at the Corky Kill was looking at us sideways. Like, why y'all ain't had us on yet?
Coach Andrew, I just figured out who you are, and you're right. I know exactly what you're talking about, homie. And that's what we're going to talk about off air.
Cause we got some ugly looks at the Corky Kill. We were like,
hey, man, we don't fool with y'all, man.
We keeping it moving.
We don't fool with y'all. Hey, man, great show, man. And you rocked out, dude. You got to come back.
Off the chain, man.
You got to come back.
Just invite me when y'all want me, man.
Wendy, what you think about Ant? Outside, you already knew it was crazy, but.
Right. He all right. He all right.
Okay.
He got good chemistry with us.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Hey, man, we got to do that next. We got 5 more to do next week.
Homeboy, yeah, we got to finish up to 5.
We got to finish up to 5, man.
Hey, man, this the best recruiting show, man. You're not going to get recruiting talk like this, man. Just not going to get it.
We going to slap no raggedy 3 stars on you because you.
Yeah, I ain't going to give you no 3 star because, you know what I'm saying?
We might do duffel bag.
We out.
We out.